I woke up around 8 a.m. I had to be really tired if I slept over 12 hours. The space next to me was empty. Andrew has probably gone to the pack house already. My ribs were already hurting less. Being a wolf sure was great. I would be as good as new tomorrow. I sat up carefully and noticed a note on my nightstand. Link me when you wake up. I always forgot about mind linking. I wasn't used to it yet, but it was very handy. Andrew. I opened our mind link. EM. How are you? He answered immediately. Good. Better already. Where are you? West Border. He said. Pack stuff. Is it rogues again? I asked, slightly concerned. Yes, he said. But don't worry. It is under control. Okay. Be careful. I will. EM. Eat something. We will be home soon. He said and closed our link. I sighed and carefully got out of bed. I walked to my bathroom and did my morning business. I brushed my teeth and took a quick shower when I came back to my bedroom. Sienna was leaning on my desk with an evil smirk on her face. Shit. How does it feel to be helpless? Little mouse? She asked. What do you want, Sienna? I asked angrily. I want you to stay away from Logan. Bitch, she said and walked over to me. I backed away from her until I hit a wall. He is the one who came to me yesterday. I said. I didn't call for him. I don't care, she said, growling. Stay away. Why don't you tell him to stay away from me? I asked, and instantly regretted it. She ran the rest of the distance to me and grabbed the left side of my torso. She squeezed and I screamed in pain. I told you not to disrespect your Luna. She growled. You never listen. She grabbed my hair with her other hand and lifted my face so I could look at her. I felt tears running down my cheeks. My ribs were screaming in pain, and my breathing is uneven and fast. You will not be in my way for long, Emma, she said quietly. I have a perfect plan for you, and I can't wait for it to happen. She let go of me, and I crumbled on the floor. I sobbed quietly and tried to breathe deeply so the pain would go away. She was going to kill me soon. What should I do? Whom should I tell? Jake and Amy, but I didn't want her to hurt them. Jake would go after her, and she could hurt him. I couldn't risk that. I couldn't be responsible for that. My mind was a total mess. And I didn't even notice that someone was screaming my name inside my head. I tried to focus on the voice. And I noticed Andrew and Logan trying to mind link me. I focused on my brother, Andrew. Emma, he yelled. Goddess Emma, what the hell happened? Logan can feel your pain, he was screaming. And my head was hurting badly. It is okay. I slipped and hit the desk in my room. It hurts, but I will be okay, I said, trying to sound calm. I was scared shitless. Why didn't you answer our link immediately? He growled. The fall kind of shocked me. And I am still getting used to mind linking. I didn't even notice you were trying to talk to me. I said, okay. I will be home soon. Stay in bed and talk to Logan. Just to tell him you are fine. He is driving me crazy, he said, and closed our link. I sighed and opened my link with Logan. Alpha, I said. Goddess Emma, he yelled. That fucking hurt. Are you okay? Andrew told me what happened. And why are you calling me Alpha, Goddess? His voice was like a melody. As soon as I heard his voice, my ribs started hurting less. I am okay. Thank you for checking up on me, Alpha, I said, trying to keep it formal. To you, Emma, I am and always will be Logan, he said. I cut our mind link. I couldn't bear to hear his voice in my head anymore. It hurt my heart too much. I got off the floor slowly. My ribs felt better this morning, but now they hurt even more than yesterday. Maybe she broke them again. I walked to my desk, where Andrew had left my painkillers, and took 2 pills from the bottle. I took a cup from my nightstand and went to the bathroom to fill it with water. After I took the pills, I laid down on my bed and closed my eyes. Maybe I could sleep again. There was no way that I was going downstairs. That bitch was probably still here, and I didn't need her to attack me again. A few minutes later, I heard the front door open and close. 2 sets of heavy footsteps walked upstairs and into my room. I opened my eyes and saw a worried Andrew and Logan standing in front of me. Andrew walked over and sat next to me. "Let me see," he said, and pulled my shirt up. Logan growled when he touched me. Really, even my brother, I didn't even look up at him. And Andrew ignored his growl. "Shit. It is bruising again," he said. "When I checked you this morning, the bruise was mostly gone. We should take her to the clinic," Logan said. I looked up at him. "I am fine. It will heal again." "Why did you get up?" Andrew asked me and pulled my shirt down. "You should have waited for me. I had to go to the bathroom," I said. "It was an accident. It won't happen again." Andrew and Logan frowned at me. "Do you think you will be able to attend a formal dinner tomorrow night?" Logan changed the subject. "Yes. I should be okay by then." I nodded. "Who is coming?" "Alpha Drake of the Blood Moon Pack," Logan said. "As Beta's sister, you should be there. But maybe you should rest." I shook my head. "I will go. I will be fine." Logan nodded and turned to Andrew. "Stay in today," he said. "Take care of her. If I need you, I will mind link you." "Are you sure?" Andrew asked. "Yes." Logan nodded. "She is more important than work right now. If anything comes up and I need your help, I will link." "Don't worry." "Thanks, man," Andrew said. Logan started walking to the door. He turned to look at me before he left. "If you need me, mind link me, please, Emma," he said. "I will see you tomorrow." I nodded. "Goodbye, Alpha." He looked at me with a sad expression. "It's Logan." I didn't respond. He sighed and walked out of my room. Andrew walked out behind him, and I heard them talking about the dinner with Alpha Drake before Logan walked out of our house. I sighed and closed my eyes. Chapter 16. Preparations, Part 1. "Logan, point of view, is everything ready?" I asked Andrew while looking at my calendar on my phone. "Alpha Drake should be here in a few hours." "Yes," he said. "Servants are fixing the table as we speak." "Patrols?" I asked, not looking up. "I have increased patrol on all borders," Andrew said. "I've talked to Lewis, and our best warriors are on standby if anything should happen. If the Rogue King finds out about the purpose of Drake's visit, he will attack." I growled and looked up at Andrew. "I thought about that," Andrew said calmly. "That is why we will not have the meeting here. I was thinking of the interrogation room down in the cellars. It is soundproof. It is the safest room in the pack house to discuss such a delicate matter. By the way, we should really soundproof our offices." This was the reason why Andrew was such a great beta. He always thought ahead, and I could always be sure he would come up with a great solution to any problem. I chuckled and nodded. "I will put it on the calendar." I stood up and walked to the window. Packhouse workers were coming in and out, carrying all the necessities for the dinner tonight. "Great thinking about the interrogation room, Andrew," I said and turned around. "Nobody can hear us. We can't risk information leaking out." He nodded with a serious expression on his face. "I know. We can't risk anything. We need to find out what that fucker wants. I want to stop him and rip his throat out." When it came to the rogue problem, no wolf was more invested than Andrew. He had been searching for information and coming up with ideas to deal with rogue attacks better than any other pack member. Rogues killed his mother and father. He wanted revenge. I wanted it too. My father died as well, but I think Andrew was so invested because of Emma. He hated rogues because they took Emma's parents. He was practically an adult when they died, but she was a child, and she lost 2 of the most important people in her world. Andrew did a great job raising her, but he knew that she missed their parents. He couldn't replace them completely. "We will find out, and we will end it for good, man," I said and sat back down. He smiled and nodded. "How is Emma?" I asked the question I wanted to ask since I saw him this morning. It was killing me that I couldn't be with her. I haven't seen her since yesterday, and I already missed her so much. I knew that I shouldn't, but I did. And I really couldn't help myself. She is okay, he said and sighed. Her ribs are still a bit sensitive, but she is much better. Amy is with her right now, helping her to get ready. Good. I am glad she is better, I said. We talked about Sienna again, Andrew said. I knew that Emma had a problem with Sienna. And it wasn't just because I had chosen her to be my Luna. She had a problem with her long before that. Andrew told me that Emma complained to him that Sienna was being mean to her and calling her names. But Andrew and I never saw Sienna being mean to Emma. She always took care of her and showed nothing but love toward her. I really didn't know why Emma hated her so much. What happened now? I asked him. Same as before, he sighed. I guess it is worse now that you chose her as your Luna. It makes me sad that Emma doesn't like her, I said. Not just because she will be my Luna, but because she is our friend. I know, he said. I agree completely. I love Sienna and I just wish Emma would give her a chance. Maybe we should talk to her about it, I suggested. I don't want other pack members to hear her say something like the other day. Especially after Sienna becomes our Luna. I will have to punish her. The pack law is clear on that matter, and I won't be able to do that. She is my mate. We will talk to her, Andrew said. But give it a few days. She has a lot on her plate right now, and I want to give her some time to accept everything. I nodded. Sure. We will do it when she calms down a bit. Andrew smiled and got up. I am going home to change. I will be back in an hour. I nodded. Don't be late. We have to welcome Alpha Drake together. I won't, he said. See you later. He left my office, and I went back to finishing a few things related to pack business before I had to go and get dressed. Time flew by, and I was pulled away from my work by a knock on my office door. Andrew peeked inside. You are still not dressed, he frowned. Alpha Drake will be here in an hour. Shit, I muttered. I lost track of time. Well, hurry up, Andrew said, and walked over to my desk. Do you need me to finish something for you? No, man, thanks, I said and stood up. Go downstairs and make sure everything is ready. I'll be down in half an hour. He nodded, and we left my office together. He was walking downstairs when I stopped him. Andrew? I called him. Is Emma here? Not yet, he answered, looking up at me. But she will be here soon. I nodded and walked over to my bedroom. I took a quick shower and went inside my walk-in closet to get dressed. I put on my black dress pants, black shoes, and white button-up shirt. I left the last 2 buttons open and rolled up the sleeves. I looked at myself in the mirror and fixed my hair. I looked good. I walked downstairs and made sure everything was ready for Alpha Drake's arrival. Chapter 17 Preparations. Part 2. Emma. Point of view. I was sitting in my room, waiting for Amy to come over and help me get ready for dinner tonight. My ribs felt so much better. I still needed to be careful when I moved, but it didn't hurt nearly as much as the first day, thankfully. I haven't had any more encounters with Sienna since the day she broke my ribs all over again. She hadn't been coming to the house since then, and I had never felt more at peace. Somehow, I knew it wouldn't last long though. I was pulled out of my thoughts by the knock on the front door. I looked at my watch and saw it was only 2 p.m. Amy was coming over at 4 p.m. Who could that be? I walked downstairs and opened the door. Jake was standing there smiling at me. Jake, I said with a big grin on my face. Come in. I missed you. I missed you too, beautiful, he said, and walked by me to enter our living room. He sat down on the couch and looked up at me. What are you doing here? I asked, and closed the front door. He motioned for me to take a seat on the couch. I walked over and sat beside him. Emma, I need to talk to you about something very important, he said seriously. I sat up straighter and nodded. I want to take you as my chosen mate, he said, and took my hands in his. I couldn't say that I was surprised. We have talked about this before. But as soon as he said those words, I felt nervous and sad. Eliza was whining inside of me, telling me that he wasn't our mate, and that we didn't belong to him. She wasn't wrong, but our true mate didn't want us. And not that long ago, I wanted Jake to be my mate. I liked him, but I couldn't shake this feeling that I didn't belong to him. Maybe it was too early, maybe I needed more time. Jake? I spoke softly. You know I like you, right? I wanted you to be my mate, and I was devastated when we discovered we weren't mates. I do want you as my chosen mate. But it is too soon for me. I need more time, Jake. Why, Emma? He asked with sadness in his voice. I've talked to your brother about this. He said to wait and see if you would find your true mate. You did, and he has done the stupidest thing ever and rejected you. What is stopping you now, beautiful? I sighed and looked down at my hands in his. I am not sure. Jake, I just know now is not the right time. I like you and I want to do this right. I don't want to hurt you. And I would be hurting you if I wasn't 100% committed to you. And right now, I know I won't be. I understand, he said quietly. I love you, Emma. Take as much time as you need. I will be here, waiting. I looked up at him and smiled. I hugged him, and he pulled my body to his. Thank you, Jake. I whispered in his shoulder. He let go of me and stood up. I better go. Amy tells me you are going to that formal dinner for Alpha Drake tonight. I nodded. Yes. As Beta's sister, it is expected of me to attend. Amy is coming over to help me get ready. Goddess. Emma, he said, stunned. I was so nervous about talking to you about being my chosen mate that I completely forgot about your ribs. How are you? He asked as he pulled me up and touched my left side gently. I chuckled. It's okay, Jake. I am fine. I'm still a little bit sore, but nothing like that first day. I was so mad at you, he frowned. I don't like to see you hurt, and it angers me that you put yourself at risk. I know. I could tell by the stern look you were giving me the whole time, I said and laughed. Don't do that ever again, he said softly and pulled me to him. I won't. I promise, I said. He kissed my forehead and let me go. I will see you tomorrow. Beautiful, he said, and let me go. He walked to the front door and gave me a big smile before he walked out. I ran upstairs to shower before Amy came over. I didn't bother choosing my clothes because I knew that Amy wanted to do that for me. She loved it when I let her dress me up, and I found it amusing. She got all girly and excited, and I loved it. I was sitting on my bed, going through my phone, when I heard Andrew walk inside the house. He came over to my bedroom and opened the door. Hey, little one, he smiled. When is Amy coming over? Soon, I said and smiled back. When should I get there? Around 6 p.m., he said. I am going to get dressed and head back. I need to be there early. Okay, I said, just as the doorbell rang. I will let Amy inside, Andrew said and left my room. A few moments later, a very excited Amy came into my room. Emmy, she yelled, and ran over to hug me. I am so excited. Let's get started, I laughed, and let her do her magic. After about half an hour, I heard Andrew yell goodbye, and he left the house. Amy and I chatted the whole time, and I ended up telling her about what happened with Sienna. Oh, goddess Emma, she yelled and stopped applying my eyeliner. You should tell somebody. I am afraid of what she will do to you. No, Amy. I shook my head. I tried. Andrew just doesn't want to believe me. I just hope Logan will mark her soon, so she will stop feeling threatened by me. I don't know, Emma, she said. She is one crazy bitch. I laughed. You are not wrong. But don't worry. I will tell you or Jake if I can't handle her. She eyed me with concern. But she nodded and went back to applying my makeup. Half an hour later, I was done. Amy hugged me and kissed my cheek. She told me repeatedly how hot and beautiful I looked before she had to go home. I looked at myself in the mirror and smiled. She had chosen a strapless black dress with a heart-shaped neckline. It fell just above my knee. It was really tight, and it felt like second skin. I was wearing black heels and a small black purse. She curled my hair in soft waves that fell down to the middle of my back. My makeup was minimal. Thin eyeliner, mascara, and a soft rose lipstick completed the look. She put a small amount of perfume on my neck and wrists. I looked amazing. I had never felt more beautiful than I did right then. I put my coat on, took a deep breath, and headed toward the pack house. Chapter 18. Beautiful. Logan. Point of view. Everything was going smoothly. So far. Alpha Drake, his beta Josh, and his 5 warriors arrived half an hour ago. I introduced them to my mother, Andrew, Sienna, and my head of patrol, Lewis. We were standing in the living room, with drinks in our hands, waiting for dinner to be served. I was with Andrew, Alpha Drake, and his beta Josh. We were drinking my best whiskey and chatting about everything. Your chosen mate is very pretty, Logan, Drake said. I looked over at Sienna, who was standing with my mother and chatting. She was wearing a red dress and red high heels. She was smiling brightly, and I couldn't deny that she really was a pretty she-wolf. I turned back to Drake and nodded. She is very kind. She will be a great Luna. I have no doubt, he said politely. I wish I was as brave as you to take a chosen mate. Well, I had to do what's best for my pack, I said quietly. He smiled and nodded. I noticed that he suddenly looked behind me and gasped, his eyes widening. Goddess, have mercy, he said quietly. Who the hell is that? I turned and looked behind me. What I saw almost made me come right then and there. Emma. She was wearing a black dress that let me see each and every curve of her small body. Her hair looked like silk, and it was touching her lower back gently. Her face was glowing, and I couldn't stop looking at her. I could see her smooth skin. And I wondered what it tasted like. Was it just like her smell? Strawberries and watermelon? My heart was pounding in my chest, and I just wanted to grab her and taste her. Andrew's voice pulled me back. She is my sister, Alpha Drake. Well, Beta Andrew, I don't think I have ever seen a she-wolf as beautiful as your sister, Drake said lustfully. I turned back and narrowed my eyes at him. Leon was growling inside my head, and if he didn't stop staring at her, I was going to kill him. He hadn't taken his eyes off her since she walked in. Calm down, man. Andrew mind linked me. You don't want to start a war. I want to rip his eyes out. I growled back. I am not letting him touch her, he said. But you need to calm down. I looked over my shoulder and saw that my mom was hugging Emma and smiling brightly at her. They started talking, and my mom led Emma to the bar to get her a drink. Does she have a mate? Drake asked Andrew. I growled quietly. If Drake wasn't busy staring at my mate and drooling, he would have definitely heard me growl. I wanted to kill him. No, she doesn't have a mate, Alpha Drake, Andrew said calmly. But she turned 18 just a few days ago, so she didn't have much time to find him. She has a mate. It is us. Leon was screaming inside my head. I ignored him to listen to their conversation. I have to say I am disappointed she is not mine, Drake said, still looking at her. But she is the first girl that made me think about taking a chosen mate. Who wouldn't want her? I was going to kill him. I clenched my fists and started shaking. Logan, calm down. Andrew screamed inside my head. All due respect, Alpha Drake, but she should have an opportunity to try and find her true mate. Andrew said calmly. If she doesn't in a few years, I won't have a problem with her taking a chosen mate. But until then, I must tell you no. Drake smiled and looked back at him. I understand Beta Andrew. She is young and she should have a chance to find him. Her true mate is one lucky son of a bitch. I would give anything to have your sister by my side. And I am not just saying that because she is beautiful. I can feel how powerful she is. It would be an honor to have her as my Luna. After his little speech, I was stunned and out of breath. Hearing another man say that he would be honored to have her by his side was making me feel like the biggest idiot on this planet. Thank you, Alpha Drake, Andrew said. It is nice to hear you say that about my sister. I turned to look at her again, and she was smiling brightly. She was so beautiful it hurt. I needed to touch her. Leon was going to get out if I didn't. I turned back to Andrew and Drake. Both of them were looking at my mate. Drake lustfully, Andrew with love. I need to talk to Emma for a second. Will you excuse me? I said and walked away, not waiting for their response. I walked up to her and my mom. Emma, can I talk to you? She looked at me slightly confused, but she nodded. I walked outside to the back terrace and mind-linked Andrew to tell him not to let anyone disturb us. Don't do anything stupid, Logan, he growled. I ignored him and closed our link as soon as we were alone and out of sight. I grabbed her and pushed her against the wall. I placed my hands on each side of her head, trapping her. I bent down so I could be face to face with her. She was looking at me, wide-eyed. I could hear her breathing pick up and her body unconsciously moved closer to mine. Fuck, what the hell are you wearing? I growled at her. A dress, she said softly. Goddess. Even her voice was turning me on. I am the only one who should see you like this, I said sternly. Why? She asked me, furrowing her eyebrows. You are not my mate anymore, Logan. There will be another man in my life who will see even more of me. No fucking way. I lost it. I grabbed her and pulled her to me. She gasped quietly, and I could see her eyes widening even more. I leaned down and started kissing her. Goddess. She tasted so much better than I ever thought she would. She moaned, and I took the opportunity to enter her mouth. My tongue touched hers and goddess. It was a feeling like no other. She was sweet, addicting, and mine. She tasted just like strawberries and watermelon, my two favorite flavors. I didn't know how I would ever stop kissing her. My dick was rock hard, and I kept grinding my hips on her to show her what she did to me. I could smell her arousal, and it was driving me crazy. She wrapped her hands around my neck, and I moved my hand up and down her body, feeling each and every one of her curves. Fuck. She was amazing. Leon was jumping up and down. He has never been happier than right now. Everything felt right. She belonged here in my arms. She was mine. Dinner is ready. I heard my mom's voice in my head. Shit. I didn't want to go back. I didn't want to let her go. I wanted to stay here with her forever. She stopped kissing me and pulled back. We were both panting hard. She was looking at my chest, and I tilted her head slowly so I could see her amazing eyes. You are mine, I said softly. No man in this world will ever see or touch what's mine. She didn't respond, but I could see the pain in her eyes. Dinner is ready, she said quietly and walked away from me. I followed her inside the dining room, and we both sat down at our assigned places. Chapter 19. Alpha Drive Ache. Emma. Point of view. I was still shaking. I could still feel his lips on mine and his hands on my body. Goddess, I never wanted him to stop kissing me and touching me. Nothing will ever feel that good. When I sat down at the table, I could see Andrew eyeing me suspiciously, and I gave him a little smile. I looked around the table and saw that Sienna was giving me a death glare. I kept thinking that everybody knew what we did outside. I took a deep breath to calm myself. Nobody knew. I was being ridiculous. My gaze stopped at a pair of brown eyes I haven't seen before. They belonged to a huge man, and I instantly knew he was Alpha Drake. He was looking at me with a small smile on his lips. What is your name, beautiful? He asks me. It is Emma Alpha Drake, I said and bowed my head in respect. Well, Emma, I was telling your brother earlier that I would gladly take you as my chosen mate. You are stunning, he said. Every wolf in the room turned to look at him. Everybody was shocked that he would publicly claim something like that. Mate issue, and especially chosen mate issue, was a private family thing. It was discussed behind closed doors and announced publicly when the bond was forged. I looked at my brother. Did he agree? I was terrified. Calm down, little one. I am not letting him near you. I made it very clear to him. He mind-linked me, and I immediately relaxed. I turned back to look at Alpha Drake, who was smiling brightly at me. Logan was staring at him, and I was pretty sure he would kill him if he continued talking about making me his. Don't worry, little wolf. Alpha Drake said when nobody else said a word. Your brother told me you still haven't found your true mate, and he wants to give you the opportunity to find him. But if you don't, please come find me. It would be a great honor to have a Luna as beautiful and powerful as you. Logan was going to lose it. He was shaking, and I was pretty sure that he was seconds away from shifting. For God's sake, he would start a war. Thankfully, Alpha Drake was staring at me, and he hadn't noticed that Logan is ready to kill him. Sienna was glaring between Alpha Drake and me, and I didn't know who she would like to kill first. He wounded her ego when he called me beautiful and powerful. Not that I was, though. I needed to calm Logan before he did something stupid. Logan, please calm down. I mind-linked him. I will never be his. His eyes snapped to me and I could see him relax. Thank Goddess. I didn't want him to ruin an alliance because of me. And it was not Alpha Drake's fault. I was an unmated she-wolf. I was fair game. I averted my gaze back to Alpha Drake. Thank you, Alpha. You are very kind. He smiled brightly at me, and thankfully, changed the subject. I looked down at my plate and started eating. From that moment on, conversation was mainly about pack business. Alpha Drake was interested in the way Logan was running things around here. I could feel Alpha Drake glancing at me all night long. Logan was watching him like he was ready to kill him any second. We had just finished eating dessert when Luna Gloria called my name. Emma, honey. Can you give me a hand with something, please? She asked me. I smiled and nodded. Of course, Luna. I stood up, and I could feel Logan's eyes roaming all over my body. Even his gaze left tingles and sparks all over. I walked behind Luna Gloria, wondering why she needed my help. She led me to the bathroom and closed the door behind me. I looked at her confused. Why were we here, in the bathroom of all places? She smiled at me and walked closer. Are you my son's mate? I froze and stared at her. What should I say? It is okay, honey. I know, I can tell, she said, and took my hands in hers. How? I asked, quietly. He is looking at you like you are everything in his world. She smiled, but then her face scrunched up and she sighed. But I don't understand why he took a chosen mate if he found you. I sighed and told her everything that had happened since my birthday. When I was finished, she was completely pissed off. That idiot, she growled. He is my son and I love him, but he is a complete and total idiot if he rejected you. I smiled. And she continued growling. He thinks you are weak? She said through her teeth. And that Sienna is stronger? She will ruin him? Ruin this pack. She is going to be the worst Luna there ever was. I narrowed my eyes at her, confused. You don't like Sienna? Oh, honey, no, she said, looking at me. I can see how fake she is. She is only after power. I tried talking to Logan, but he just didn't want to listen. I sighed. Thank Goddess. I was not the only one that saw Sienna for who she really was. I tried talking to Andrew about her as well. I told her, no luck. She shook her head and wrapped me in a hug. They are stubborn as hell, but they will see reason. Logan will come to his senses. He will realize you are what he needs. Not that bitch, Sienna. I laughed at Luna Gloria calling Sienna a bitch. She was always so calm and collected. It was necessary. She was a Luna. Calling someone a bitch was totally not a Luna thing. But it was nice to know that she agreed with me. Sienna really was a bitch. He made his decision. Aunt Gloria, I said, still wrapped in her hug. He chose her, and there is nothing I or anyone else can do about it. She let me go and took my face in her hands. She looked into my eyes and smiled. He will realize his mistake. Trust me, she said. I didn't know what to say to her, so I just stayed silent. I didn't think that would happen. The pack always came first to Logan, and he thought that she was better for his pack than I was. Emma, we are going home. I heard Andrew's voice in my head. Where are you? I'm in the bathroom. I linked him back. I will be right out. I have to go, I said to Aunt Gloria. Andrew is looking for me, she nodded, and took my hand in hers. We walked to the front door. Logan, Alpha Drake, and Sienna were saying goodbye to my brother. When we approached them, Sienna gave me a murderous look. Alpha Drake smiled at me, and Logan was undressing me with his eyes. I walked to my brother, and he took my hand in his. We grabbed our jackets and my purse and went to our car. I fell asleep on the drive home. The last thing I remembered was 2 strong hands carrying me to my bed. My brother kissed my forehead and covered me up. I fell into a deep sleep. Chapter 20. Taken. Emma, point of view. I woke up feeling really uncomfortable. I groaned and turned on my back, removing the covers from my body. I looked down and saw I was still in my dress. Shit. Andrew didn't wake me up to change into my pajamas. I got up and headed to the bathroom. I brushed my teeth and removed my makeup. I took off my dress and hopped under the shower. The warm water soothed me, and I didn't want to leave. Memories of Logan's kiss came rushing back. I felt tingles spread through my body and the area between my legs started throbbing. Shit, Logan. Why did you do that? Why did you show me how good it can be when I know I will never have it again? I sighed and turned the shower off. I got out, dried my body with a towel and put lotion on. I went back to my bedroom and got dressed. I can't train yet, but I decided to go to the training grounds, watch Amy and Jake train, and hang out with them after. Just like we always do. I need it. I need a sense of normality. I put on black tights, my favorite gray hoodie, and sneakers. I let my hair fall down freely, and put a little bit of lip gloss on my lips. I couldn't hear Andrew. He has probably already left for his meeting. I decided to grab a cup of coffee before leaving. I don't want to eat anything. My appetite is not great still. I walked downstairs to my kitchen and froze as soon as I walked inside. Sienna was there with an evil smirk on her face. She looked behind me and nodded. Before I could turn around, I felt something cold wrap around my wrists. Silver handcuffs. I instantly lost my connection with Eliza. I couldn't use the mind link anymore. Before I could scream, a large hand was roughly placed over my mouth. It is a rogue wolf. I could smell him. They have a unique smell. I looked at Sienna, my eyes wide, my heart beating painfully in my chest. Well, hello there, little Emma, she said, smirking. It is time to get rid of you. The rogue wolf chuckled behind me, and I could feel his nose in my hair. Goddess Sienna. Do we really need to kill her? Can I keep her? She smells fantastic, he growled. My stomach twisted, and I felt bile rising. You can't have her until Logan marks me, she said calmly. He will feel it if you touch her or kill her. After he makes me his Luna, you can do to her whatever you want. After that, kill the little brat. I sobbed and tears started to fall on my cheeks. And Rogue's hands. Sienna reached into her purse, pulled the duct tape out, and gave it to the Rogue. He tore off a piece and taped it over my mouth. It was so quick I couldn't say anything. I couldn't even take a breath. Sobs wrecked my body, but they were muffled by the tape over my mouth. Rogue threw me on the floor, and I fell to my knees. I looked up at Sienna. I know you are probably thinking that your brother and Logan will look for you, she said with a smirk. But you are wrong, you see. Each time you complained about me or insulted me, you dug your own grave. Rolf here will hit me. He will take you away. And after a few hours, I will mind link Logan, telling him you attacked me and ran away, saying you would rather be a rogue than have me as your Luna. After your apparent hate for me, they will have no reason to doubt my words. She is right. A panicked sob ripped through my body. They will never look for me. They think I hate Sienna and will believe her. I will die. I will never see my brother again. He will think I have become the one thing he hates. A rogue. He will think I became the thing that killed our parents. My heart is breaking in my chest. And I can't breathe. My vision is blurred with my tears. You should be glad, Sienna said. Your brother and Logan will be free of you. You are only a burden to Andrew. He was so young and he was left with you. He hates that. You ruined his life. He told me he never wanted to take care of you. He only did it because that bitch Luna Gloria told him he had to. He will be happy you are gone, trust me. I sobbed quietly and lowered my head. I don't want to believe her. My brother loves me. I know he does. She is lying. But it still hurts like hell. What if she is right? Did I really ruin his life? He was so young when he started taking care of me. He couldn't live like a young wolf should. He had a responsibility. Me, and Logan will be thrilled. Sienna continued. He thinks you are weak, but he can't fight the bond, and it is making him furious. Now he will think you betrayed him and his pack, and he will hate you. He will finally be mine and you will be gone. I didn't even look up at her. I will die and everybody that matters to me will hate me. I will leave this life being hated by the people I love most. They will never know the truth. Dying doesn't scare me. But being hated by my brother, my only family in this world, does. I wish I could tell him I love him one last time. I wish I could tell him the truth. I wish he wouldn't hate me, but I know he will. I just hope Logan marks her soon. I don't want to be in the presence of this rogue wolf. I don't want to live with this pain for long. I want it to end. Goodbye, Emma. Sienna said coldly. I will take care of your brother and Logan for you. I felt a needle stab my neck, and I fell into darkness.